right? You need to wrap your mind around a lot of things as both captains right now, because you're thinking in lanes. You're thinking, okay, if we put Brood mid, they don't put Clinks mid. But we want Brood against Clinks, so if they put Clinks there, they put this guy mid because Clinks has to go there. And then we put this guy there, etc, etc.
It's a Willow.
Core Windranger. Willow for most likely Roger.
Yeah.
Ez is a totally different draft from VP. There's 0 overlap with the last game. 5 new heroes.
Yeah, who put in that compendium? Team that picks the most different heroes.
Wasn't it a player only?
No, it's team as well.
Are you sure?
5 seconds remaining.
Almost positive, but you make me second guess myself.
I want to find that. I want to see what I predict. Team? Is it a team that?
Yeah, it'll be teams.
Oh, you're right. Yep, that was there.
Team that picks the most different heroes. You have Liquid.
I had Liquid. They also picked a lot of different heroes, I think.
Well, there's also, like, most people went for that because Miracle's like the one who plays every single hero onto the sun.
They play a lot of different heroes, all their players.
Yeah.
Except at TI7, GH's pool was probably the small. But he was really good on all.
But most people predicted VP for that last year because just before TI, they did the all-hero challenge at the summit. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh my god, these guys can play anything.
Well, they can.
Apart from techies. They refuse to play techies.
Yeah, they play Dota.
They don't play techies, play Dota. Okay, we don't have to agree with that phrase that much, guys. Come on, get off it, get off it, get off it.
Normally.
Alright, so last pick up for OpTic, 15 seconds, no more reserve time left. How do they bring these lanes together? It's difficult. At least have some answers to Broodmother, but a lot of single target. And it's PL.
Oh.
If you go single target, we'll just mass spam up the PL.
Okay, if this goes late, this PL pick is totally godlike.
Yeah.
It is so good.
But how's it work in the laning phase?
I think PL has one truly bad lane here, which is Weaver. I think that matchup is really rough. But it should do okay against... Well, it doesn't want to be against Brood either.
Yeah. They've got him on the side, right? So a CC is on the Monkey King.
They want Monkey against Brood, and if they accomplish at least that, the rest is passable, and then ideal is also PL not against Weaver. If OpTic can get that and get to the late game, I think this PL is just going to run them. Like, there's no counter.
Well, maybe this could be our first game today where we see TP lane rotations until everyone gets the matchup they want to have.
It could happen. There could be some people.
Why does Brewmaster look like Tuskar with that set? He looks... And is his light like almost a smoking pipe?
I don't know. When I look at that thing he has on his head, all I can think of is the old... What were
little doctors?
No, the old cameras that used...
the flash bulbs.
Yeah, what was it? What is the element they used? Magnesium?
Well, I just know they broke
the
light
thing that
bulbs.
made the flash was... I think you burnt some magnesium or something, and that made the flash effect. That's how they... Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something is telling me that. Whatever.
I just know them as flash bulbs. But yeah, that thing.
That's the technical term.
So we'll take a couple of pictures from Brewmaster, who looks like Tuskar, who is kind of a little bit of everything.
Oh, this draft is all over the place, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to predict how this game goes because so much of it comes down to if either team gets the exact lanes they want. If VP get Brood not against the Monkey, it's amazing. If they get him against Monkey, it's still okay. But yeah. In my mind, there's a timer on VP. They need to win the game before it goes way too late.
Well,
takes.
VPO look to get aggressive. We'll see if Solo can get as many stacks up on intelligence steals we saw from OG earlier today with Notel. But a 4-man smoker down south. Pykat's going to be the man they want to target. And Pykat's going to be the one who breaks the smoke. A quick curse on him. They put out the bramble, and Pycat, he'll have to doppelganger himself away. Tries to dodge a little bit. PPD's in the neighborhood. Wave of Terror is his first level up. And Pycat needs the life to survive, and he's got the distance. No one unable to finish the job, but he'll have to go all the way back to base before he runs back out again.
And he has to skill Doppelganger level 1, which means he has zero laning pressure until he's level 2. Like, both of PL's other skills are what you want to skill to secure CS or just to pressure early on. So this is already a victory for VP to force this. That already helps.
Oh, at least VP are able, it's still going to be a normal split of the runes, because 33 as well as I own this top lane area. No one's around it, so it will be Ramses in the mid versus the Monkey King, so VP have the lane matchup they didn't really want to have. My god, that's annoying.
I think for VP, this is the matchup that they would prefer not to have for Brood, but I think the most important thing is that Brood has a solo lane.
Yeah.
And I think this is the way they secure it, right? Like, if you side lane Brood this patch, how often can you really solo it?
It may be a win anyway. Like, if this courier snipe happens and the salve gets taken out, like, Solo doesn't have the observer ward down. They don't see him, but he knows his position, sees everything. So this courier snipe, they weren't even looking for it. And this courier goes down. Goodbye salve and CCNC's aggressiveness.
I still think he can play the lane aggressively for a while. He's not going to need any regen until Brood is level 3. You'll see him just take free CS. He's going to hit the Brood a couple times, force Brood to play defensively to avoid Jingu, and then he'll take CS.
Yep.
So.
And Ramses has to come in close to fight this.
He's doing a pretty good job getting a couple of CS on the Brood. He'll get some CS on the tower too, probably.
Well, sentry wards are down up on top lane, so no one thinks he can try and dodge away from the searing arrows of Zai, but we'll see his consumables put to the test, and we'll also see the pull of Roger put to the test, but that's why Zai already has the observe ward back behind the tower. They want to know the second Roger does this, cancel clarity, stop the pull, keep the lane equilibrium.
Man, I can't remember the last time I saw position 4 Brew. That's been a while.
That's a classic. Oh, hang on. Find the ward. Find the ward.
Got it.
Too late. Claps, brambles, Zai will be able to run around it. Nice cut through the tree so we can take that eastern road.
Not the best brambles there from Roger. Didn't exactly get the the angles covered. Zai finds the one way out, so nicely done. That's a spell, by the way, that we're going to see more Dark Willow this tournament than we've seen in recent tournaments, probably. And one of the big reasons, I think, is brambles are so strong level 1. The damage is big. It got increased from 100 to 140. It's like the Crystal Nova treatment, basically, that the brambles got. Very strong.
CCNC so close to killing off about 5-6 of those spiderlings with one swipe. It's gonna be some good money for him later on. No one's just having a real hard day up on top lane.
Oh,
he's going to have to burn the salve pretty soon.
Not good.
Oh yeah, Ram's got him low.
Oh, he's fine.
He's got a fairy fire,
He's
however.
got a full heal now. Needs to smack the wave. Maybe he wants to get some spiders soon.
Yeah, looks for him. He'll clip a couple. They're going again up on top. Zai, really, really low as Roger. Actually didn't commit to try and chase down Zai, even when he's inside the Shadow Realm. Zai willing to walk a little bit closer again. Mid lane, Ramses is low on life, but Solo coming in with a double damage rune. It's actually CCNC who's dying. And that'll be the first blood. Ramses just jukes it around the cliff. Just see a little bit of extra help with the DDE Solo, able to do exactly that.
Yeah, nice movement from Solo. I think maybe OpTic should have known this was coming, because when it's the off-lane support that rotates minute 3, it very quickly becomes apparent when the safe laners don't face that silencer in this situation. Like, why is silencer not hitting PPD?
PPD's dead too.
Yep.
He throws out the sun after being cursed, so he's already locked himself into death. So Solo will get his +2. He didn't claim it for the other one. Nice doppelganger away. He's trying to juke it with the illusions.
He tried to avoid the power shot, but he still got hit. So didn't work exactly like Pyke had wanted. This early laning stage is going very well for VP. Getting the kill for Brood first, so he's having a good time in this lane that's hard for him in the beginning.
Yeah.
And securing Pasha a good start too. Sure, no one will catch up later with his Weaver.
CCNC. Just loving his CS score, even though I know a lot of it is spiders. Actually, even with the death, it's 1600 to 2200. There's
last shot.
Back underneath the tower.
This might give away the ward, though. I think he knows that Klinks doesn't get this hit off unless there's an obs behind the tower, so maybe he can find that before it expires.
Got a minute and 20 to do it. Curry's finally coming out, making some recovery treks towards mid.
Oh, he's rushing phase.
Yeah, he's also going to get ganked on. Roger's coming in. Looking for a bramble, throws it down, misses once again. Not exactly what Roger was hoping for, and actually had Zai do his own rotation. I think Roger feels a little uncertain about this movement, but he's still got the Shadow Realm, so he'll be fine.
surprised CCNC goes phase here instead of Aquila first. I thought that was going to be his default in this situation. Like, the phase boots give good damage, so you can try to kill the spiders with Boundless, but the extra armor and just the higher stats of having Aquila seems really, really useful for this particular matchup. I don't think he's going to be able to run down and kill the Brood with phase boots. Brood's still faster than you anyway.
Yep.
So, not completely sure about this. See how it goes.
Well, and a small issue, but looks like the teams are good to go again.
Normally.
Oh, wait, no, I couldn't.
Oh, so they didn't respond when we said go? Let's try the chat wheel.
It's a good way to do it. 33 Invis using his skeleton walk to get away. Actually wants to try and turn around. The clap is out. The Dark Will, however, with the extra life, 33 will have the distance, and Roger is forced to throw everything into the Brewmaster, not the target he wanted to do it on. As I'm looking at that, Ramses finds a kill on CCNC. This is not the greatest game even for PyCat. Like, you start begging the question, like, how many lanes have actually been won by OpTic, and it feels like none is the answer, especially as PPD is going to go down again.
Radiant's middle
OpTic
tower
are
is under
getting
attack.
crushed right now. Like, this is not good. We said all they need to, well, not all they need to, but what they need to do is they need to try to get into this mid-late game situation without being run over too fast early on, because PL will be amazing this game.
Yep.
But this mid lane is a travesty.
They're TPing in the
This
Brew.
is really not good.
He goes for a clap, but Silence is nearby. PPD makes his way over too, but they want CCNC. The Spiderlings and Solo go over towards CCNC as Ramses looks for another target. Monkey King, does he pop? The curse will do it.
Oh,
and Ramses is the man to find the kills. Now they've turned their attention over towards Zai. Another clap out. The stick charges and raindrops protecting Solo for so long. Ramses wants to be able to hit, but that drunken brawler, Solo can turn again. Really? How many times can he do this and still survive? How is there no level of punishment? It was a 3-on-2, but it's a 3 on Brood.
Toby, Monkey King is not a good comeback hero. Did you know that?
I did know that, but it's always good to reiterate the crappy mess that OpTic is in.
Yeah, this is not good. He's level 5 and Brood is level 8 and has taken his tower min at 7.
And now controls his jungle.
This is not the way this lane should have gone, but what happened was the one rotation from Solo that got them the first blood projected, or like...
Zai's dead.
It just pushed.
The curse is out.
He's pretty dead.
Silence. This is +8 now for Solo.
They've just propelled this Broodmother out of control already, actually. It's such a big advantage that Ramses is now running CCNC down in the mid lane.
Yep. That's what Ramses loves to do, though. You give him that space. Looks like 33, at least able to get some kind of rebuttal onto Solo underneath the Dire Observer Ward as well. But this is that power of Clinks, and normally a good comeback mechanic, good comeback hero, Clinks, able to slip through the back lines, take tier 1 towers, grab supports, try and tilt the status quo.
33's game is pretty good right now. I think he's got what he needs on the Clinks.
Pasha and Solo going in after PyCat. Jukes for half a second. Pasha in pretty deep. The Windrun's giving him the protection and goes straight after Phantom Lancer. Stick charges can't let him survive, so he runs back up again, avoids the power shot, and then lances over towards Solo. This is going to be huge if PyCat survives, but he will not. It will be a trade-off, a 2-for-1. But it's the PL, the hero that's meant to be your saving grace, and no one with a double damage rune. A little bit more difficult because the Drunken Brawler, but just chases after Zai. A level 4 Brewmaster. He cannot survive that. No one will get the kill, and time lapses off every bit of damage done to him.
I'm looking at how OpTic need to approach this game, because you're under so much pressure against Broodmother, and your communication in this game, you have to plan your next move. Like, they have to think about, okay, how do we alleviate this pressure? What's the solution? Are we going to hunt and try to kill the Brood, or are we going to go and kill the other heroes? And I think no matter what your answer is, your Clinks has to be involved right now. I don't think anyone else on this map is going to do anything. Monkey King is tied down to this mid lane. If he leaves the lane for just 30 seconds, his tower is in a lot of trouble. Brood is farming all of his jungle, pushing in his lane. If you move the Brewmaster around, he's a level 4 support. This is not your classic Brewmaster mid at 9. He's not going to be able to get split off yet. And your safe lane, well, PL's very greedy and he went Ring of Health. He's not going to go for you.
Oh, they CCNC's alone. There's your jump, caught inside of a bramble, able to get the stun off. but not enough space to be created. This guy doesn't even have tree dance. There's no way to do it. And then a Shadow Realm TP out.
Good skill
Safest way for Roger to escape.
I think this is exactly how you skill build Monkey King. You go 4 in the stun as fast as possible. This is not that common usually. Monkey King will max out Jingu or get a value point in Tree Dance, but you need the 4 in stun to be able to kill off Spiderlings and buy enough time to disengage. So definitely agree with that.
Under the Observer and Sentry, no one. He was just hanging around for the 10-minute rune. And they're going to get all 4 bounty runes. No room for OpTic. And they just see 33, like they'll know when 33 gets involved. Like you keep calling for it, but he's farming underneath the Observer and Sentry. So they'll see when he runs up north looking for a kill. They'll see when he backs off and goes towards the mid. And thanks to the mass amounts of Observers and Sentries the VP have in this mid lane, like it's impossible for OpTic to surprise Ramses. He owns this mid. So maybe they go... okay, no. Yeah, VP just take bottom lane instead.
Damn, CCNC is really farmed. Toby has 160 last hits. 116, I mean.
Yeah, for his net worth of 3.3k.
116 CS.
Compared to the 5.8k.
He's 30 CS, 40 CS ahead of the Broodmother. Surely he's crushing his lane. Oh, Brutus Diffusal. That's a problem.
We could watch Zai die.
He might actually survive this, CCNC. Yeah, he just barely got out of that. Good stun.
Meanwhile, Brewmaster died. He actually died almost in his tier 3 tower on top lane. Just being dived out of their minds. And hey, look, they left mid lane. Ramsey's forcing it with the catapult wave. So if OpTic want to try and come down to bottom lane to defend against VP's push, they have to let their mid lane go. Finally, some sentries coming in from PPD. Hoping that Ramses will commit to some kind of fight so 33 can open up on him. It's the end of the death pack, so there it is. Pull him in, swap him up. Global silence is out, but it won't matter, or will it? Ramses into the trees and away. No way does he get away with this.
Oh,
he does. They didn't know he ran up. They thought he ran down, or at least hung around.
That's such a fast global from Solo. That was super good communication. Pretty much instantly when he gets swapped, they global, and they do get him out of there. Very nice from me. I wonder how many, by the way, I'm joking about these Monkey King CS obviously, but I wonder how many of his CS are spiders. Because when it says these 120, it's a bit difficult to grasp like how the mid lane truly went.
Oh, good stun. They got no one.
Big kill.
They were really trying to hunt him down hard. But I still wonder what is the cost, and... yeah.
This bottom tower, Pasha is pressuring it a lot with his side lane Wind Ranger here. Going for the 0-3-4 build. Maxing Wind Run is pretty common nowadays.
Here comes Brewmaster. I say that as though he's a core.
He's level 5.
Yeah, he's a level 5 trying to hit level 6.
It gave PPD the tone for that swap play earlier. So...
Sentries everywhere. They see 33 so clearly. And 33 should know this, that sentry ward they planted previously was dewarded. So defensive observe wards up from PPD. That is a pretty tight channel that they want to try and control in mid, but thanks to the observe wall that's nice and aggressive from VP. Very close to the tower. OpTic will not want to commit a sentry ward to get rid of that. But they'll try and find the kill with Clinks. He's just got the javelin to work with, and Pasha's already on the run. Even burns a regeneration rune. Onto the sentry, 33. Pasha should have caught vision of this for a quick moment, but with Wind Run down.
Nice timing. Yeah, from OpTic. That's a small window when it's level 4 Wind Run. It has 6 seconds downtime, so they kind of have to catch Wind Runner almost right after.
Yeah, he had half a second before that Wind Run was back up again.
And it does dodge. It does dodge projectiles that are mid-air as well.
Dark Willow into the Terrorize, trying to force the Phantom Lancer to run into the Bramble. Able to do so, but Doppelganger down. And Curse PPD. He's got a stun of Balble, finds the right target, connects onto no one. But Pycat, man, one curse after the other. He just can't survive, and no one will run through him. He time lapses just at the very end. He waited maximum duration for this. Meanwhile, Zai's being hunted by Pasha as well as Ramses back in towards the mid lane. So you get a kill on a Dark Willow, but your trade-off is your PL and Brewmaster.
No bueno.
Oh, if you're OpTic, what's the opposite of that? If you're
Mucho bueno.
Mucho. PP looking very, very good.
That's pretty much everything I know in Spanish, by the way.
It's more than I knew. Is it Spanish? I only ever know the really bad accent. That's all. Ramses is not giving up on this mid. He's gonna
Alright,
go. He's gonna go BKB build as well.
I just glanced over. It's muy bueno.
Oh,
So what is mucho? Isn't that also a word? Am I making things up here?
mucho is a lot, right?
I don't know.
Maybe just it's the context of it all needs to be right.
I'm sure I said something that was understandable.
Posh is on the run once again. Waits around under Invis for the 15-minute bounty runes, and here we go again. Zai knows. Invis hero standing right on top of him, and VP claim all of the 15-minute bounty runes. They are really being on point on this.
Got all the 10 minutes, all the 15s. How many of the first, the 5-minute ones did they get? I think 3? Or?
It was three or two.
Yeah. It's such a big lead that they've already managed to build now. 7,000 gold is... It's no joke.
How much does Zai wish he had something more like a Tuskar instead of this Brewmaster? He wants the hero that Brew looks like with this set on. Not the hero he's got. Well, swap into the stun. They found him. Global Silence comes in, and there's no real follow-up onto Ramsey. In fact, it just allows Pasha to run in real close. Brewmaster has to go into the split. Ramsey still hasn't got down the hillside. Now he does so, but the Earthling Brew Spun, it actually does enough. They'll send him up towards the air. Is there more damage? Up the hill, Lances and Searing Arrows. Ramsey's finally brought down. 33 is the man to claim the money for it. 500.
Oh, no one.
And damn, OpTic needed something, and they got something.
That's the biggest kill they can get. It did cost them a lot of time, though, but...
It just relieves pressure.
Global was burned for VP as well, so it's pretty good. It's global for Primal Split and a kill on Brood. It doesn't get much better than this right now, to be honest. Like, realistically, you're not going to find a much better fight than that one.
They may be thinking about it. Actually, no, they're not. They're not thinking about Jack. Nothing to be had. Pycat still needs his farm. He wants to get the Diffuser Blade up and running. Cause some kind of like range spam that's problematic to Virtus Pro and not just easily dealt with. CNC is also building up, now finished up the Shadow Blade, so he can at least stand inside of his Wukong for a little longer. And again, with the amount of observers and sentries that VP's been buying, that may be problematic. As now VP go in for Roshan, the Dire Scan is out. No information from the Radiant. Good deep observer wards inside the mid lane as well, so they know what's going on. And now the pings are coming, but it's too late. VP have already claimed Roshan.
Instant smoke.
Yep.
Look for the next move.
CCNC's waiting. He'll break the smoke. Sentry wall gets planted. Dust as well. CCNC's out of range of it.
Dire's
Close
top
call.
tower is under attack.
So first item Shadow Blade on Monkey King is not as common as the Echo Saber build. I think in this game CCNC just feels like he needs to be able to position himself to get an ulti off.
Oh, PPD's found a friend.
It's not a friend.
Well, he's got a friend nearby.
Yep.
Starts his stun, his TP out. There is no stun, as Shackle was already used.
Actually didn't want to use the Terrorize for that. Thought it was more valuable to save it. I'm sure that one would have connected in time, and Roger knows that.
CCNC has got to stop farming underneath Observer wards. This entire game, like VP just knows exactly where he wants to farm. So they're watching his item progression.
Yeah, CCNC, just play outside the wards, dude.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I know.
Go somewhere else. They're right there, man.
How do you not know?
They have a ward in every lane, Toby. Like, where do you go, honestly? Like, VPCs, they have basically grabbed themselves 70% of the map. If you look at the map right now and you think of the wards that they have as like a new line, you just draw
Yeah, here.
down there.
Yeah.
So VP owns everything to the right of that. They own all of it. And you gotta alleviate that pressure. You can't just accept playing on 30 or 40% of the map until this game ends, because I don't think that will give enough space to the PL. It's not gonna work.
So they just need... Well, how do you relieve that pressure? They did it before when they killed off Ramses, but doing that again is going to be more difficult. He's got a full BKB completed.
Ward from Solo again.
Oh. Man's a king of this. They're taking bottom lane now. There's nothing OpTic can do to stop this. No one's already way too strong. They can just delay it.
There's an Aegis on this Weaver as well.
Well, they found PPD.
Yeah, he's on the...
He was trying to get rid of the ward. He put a sentry down looking for it. The sacrificial ward scout.
It's a very selfless act. He kind of has to do it. Like, somebody got to do it. Either they make a team move and try to de-ward with a team move, or he has to take risks. And he can die every time. So they have no idea what's going on.
19 minutes in, VP Try and go high ground. They curse up Zai. He's still got Bruce Split available, and they found Monkey King, the perfect control, the follow-up Terrorize. Can they actually kill off CCNC before he can react? He's silenced for the moment. Now he can one-shot. He already went to the Shadow Blade, but there was no way he could hide. They had the dust, they had the detection, and the Brewmaster Split was not providing enough control, and they don't have the players. PL can TP back. Klinks is now only just starting to do it. They've already taken the tier 3 tower. Brewmaster Split has ended, and the curses just continue. VP, they are owning this OpTic base. The buybacks are up, and they really are doing all of this for the greater Pycat. Solar can get stunned up. Nice searing arrows from 33 to find the kill there, but now Ramses into the BKB. 33's got the damage. These are actually huge kills for OpTic if they can keep claiming more, but then the lockdown, the Curse Crown onto the Klinks. He couldn't run away, but VP, they still haven't claimed the lane of Rax. They've lost 4 heroes. Yes, they forced buybacks, 2 of them on the Brew as well as the VS. But is that what they wanted?
Check the fight recap.
Okay.
Like nothing changed. Pretty much nothing changed.
There was one thing, though, which doesn't get calculated on this, and that was the amount of space the PL got. Because this does not calculate in the team fight recap. So he finished both of his Blades of Alacrity.
He went for Vanguard, too. I think he's scared that he's going to get eaten alive by Broodmother. All the spiders, but it's also a great item against the Weaver. Like, Vanguard has a lot of value here. And if Pycat feels like they can buy enough time that he can go for that little bit of a stop on the way, it could pay off big later on.
Well, no one's found Pycat, but then again, there's a lot of Pycat to deal with. And no one's still got to try and find the real one. Vengeful Spirit's nearby, and wow, there's no one. Yeah, he's doing this. Wind Range is on her way down. She has the Blink Dagger, but Pycat's out.
If no one really wanted to go for that, he still had a DD in the bottle. He was just
trying to force him out of the jungle.
Force him away. Don't let him farm. And if he baits rotation as well, which there was like half a rotation coming from PPD, there's even a little added bonus. And VP are just back down here, controlling the area again. Yep. Like you said though, that Klink's MKB proved to be really important there in killing off the Broodmother fast enough. We'll see if Ramses plays it a little bit more cautiously in the next fight. He has that Insatiable Hunger running and BKB. I don't think he dies right now.
Yeah. There's still such an early BKB too. They need to make this work. Observers, sentry. They threw down 3. 33 now with the Curse crowned on him. And the double curse connected onto Zai. And he's just going to Bruising Split. Nope, they're slowing it down. Aegis the Immortal is now timed out. They're looking towards the Weaver. With a double damage triggered, he's backing out. But remember, this is a split game. Ramsey's just forcing in the mid lane.
That looked like they did not have the Aegis timed. I was like, oh shit. I'll get out of there. Well, they managed to escape. They didn't have to global to save him even, so.
I like how they're giving the farm to Zai. He's, okay, he has to clap because he missed the timing on it, but it's a Blink Dagger.
He still has to be cautious with Blink Clap splitting, because he can get globaled after he Blink Claps, so he might have to use it to just Blink Split.
But he needs the damage, right? He needs to Blink Clap onto the Spiderlings, onto the push.
They can deal with the Spiderlings with
the Monkey King?
With Dispel. The Storm Panda kills all of them, they're summoned.
Okay.
So, at least I believe so. I think they should. Summoned units. I think it did actually happen one time in the bottom lane. I'm pretty sure he dispelled all of Ramsey's army, which is really nice. Probably part of the reason
they found Pasha? No, they didn't find shit. Pasha's running away.
Radiant are scanning.
Sorry, we could use that word during Groove Stage, right? Yeah, we're fine.
Gabe, if you're watching, we didn't mean it.
I'm sorry, Gabe. I'm sorry. Pasha, Blink, perfect shackle, 33 and Zai locked together, the Terrorize as well, so they can't instantly react. More dust, more reveal. Where are these buybacks that we put to the test right now? Klink's using his. The tower is low, no one able to get back out with the time lapse, so a lot of that damage being negated. As a quick stun onto Ramsey. The shackle! Pasha! He's the real 2x! PPD's gonna get ripped apart. The Klinks is down. That's the die back out from him. And CCNC, the Curse Crown follow-up stun. Solo is low, so at least they get something back out of this. Hilarious enough, they still haven't claimed the lane of Rax. Partial's looking towards the mid, but hey, maybe now he'll rejoin the bottom fight. The tier 3 tower is so low on life. The fortification will buy some time for OpTic. But Pasha, so damn good. And he leveled up Shackle last. They're looking for more. CCNC runs forward, able to get the stun. Weaver gets the time lapse off.
Oh yeah, he has level 3 ult. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But he's still on the run out of here.
If that was a level 2 ult, he's dead. He literally had 0. But obviously.
I'm loving these wards from VP. They've got one inside the base away from OpTic sentry ward. They even know there's a deep ward inside their base. And they didn't find it. Bruling split ends. Searching for Ramses. Nothing comes from it. You're still getting some more items up and running for OpTic. So the Blink Dagger was already up, obviously. But BKB from CCNC.
The absolute biggest item right now is Pycat's next item. That is...
The Manta?
Yeah, they have to just buy time for this. Like, because of their... So what VP does have, they have 2 Maelstroms, and it is gonna, for now, be enough. But once that Manta style comes out, I'm not sure if they can kill off the illusions fast enough. Like, when they just overwhelm them really quickly. Weaver...
Pasha. Shackle. Flies. Will latch. Just Monkey King obviously jumping to trees. He's surrounded by trees.
I missed the power shot. He thought he caught him earlier with a Shackle, I guess. He could have solo killed him there. If he was patient and knew where the Shackle landed, he could power shot for a 4-second stun and then focus fire him to death.
Speaking of patience, VP won't have to wait much longer. Roshan's up in 1 minute. Is this something that OpTic could even think about contesting at all?
Yes, I think they can. And the way they do it is they get off a Primal Split and a Wave of Terror, and then they try to just isolate anyone with PL in the beginning of the fight. And if VP responds, they might be able to get off a good Monkey King ult.
PPD's coming over with Observer Sentry,
easy.
so at least he can plan it for vision nearby. Oh god, they're taking so long to get out there. And that Observer ward inside the base is gone now. They smoke up. Now out of range of any vision from VP, but you see the position of Roger. He's waiting in front of Roshan, got the perfect Obs and Sentry up. Roshan 7 seconds away. Power shot will not be able to scout it out, so instead, OpTic will go for the long wraparound.
It's already pinged by no one.
Yeah.
Trying to break it here.
And Clinks, well, he's invis, he'll break it. Wave of Terror flies out, they put a defensive Observer ward up on the hill.
Great read.
The VP still have the tier 1 tower. Like, I don't know how OpTic are meant to win this when the tier 1 tower's there. Like, buyback-wise,
a very big problem.
Actually, buyback-wise, there's only Wind Ranger who has buyback. Silence is just a little bit short. So the lanes are pushing in. And Pycat's still working towards that Manta style. He's only got a 1.9k surplus. Roshan's up. And already the power shots from Pasha are clearing off the trees that Monkey King can use.
The challenge for VP here is not to get the Roche. They'll get that at this point. The Radiant side is way too far back in their base. They're going to smoke. I think they will be too late, regardless.
Yeah, that damage output's...
They hit so fast. They have AC on Brood. So the challenge isn't getting this Aegis and Cheese. The challenge is setting up a fight in the enemy base that they win convincingly enough that they can get 2 lanes of Rax. Because I think even getting 1 lane of Rax right now doesn't completely end the game. As such, they need a bigger advantage than that to ensure that PL doesn't full-on start overtaking the game. Like, they have a big lead, don't get me wrong. They're very, very favored to win this game.
Yeah.
But...
Would you like to see that favor? Actually, it's only 68% according to
that's the thing.
probability.
That is PL. That graph is PL's win chance. Or 100 minus PL's win chance.
Oh. Zion PPD. Roger walks in nice and close. They got clapped. CCNC jumps in. A quick global silence means Monkey King's actually stuck up on the tree line. And now it's Brewmaster who gets the split off. Just in time he gets it off. But there's more trouble for Clinks. VS has to swap him out of the Wukong command. But Ramsey's under the cover of BKB. Just chases down CCNC. This kill they will be able to claim. And that's 1 hero who can't buy it back. Make it 2. The Bruling Split's going to last a little bit longer. It's up to Pycat. He needs to find something out of this. The curses are out. Zai will get a quick clap. But it's Pycat versus the world that is Virtus Pro. Another Bramble. Triple kill for Roger of all people. And OpTic Gaming pushing up the daisies. At least their base will look nice. With some flowers.
I kind of didn't like this that much from OpTic because I feel like they gave VP what they wanted, right? This was the kind of fight that VP were supposed to set up for themselves, and I think OpTic just made it a little bit too easy for them by going out in the middle of nowhere out here and just getting globaled on and open. This fight in their own base is a lot harder for VP, but now that they gave it for free, that's definitely 1 lane of Rax. The question is if they can get more out of this for now.
That's why Pycat's trying to slow it up. Monkey's up in 3 seconds time. VP probably won't want to overstay. Ramsey's burning that BKB down to 6 seconds. They can still swap through that, but remember, he's got the extra life through the form of the cheese, and exactly what he uses. The follow-up done. He's actually dropping low, but Ramsey's, the damage is still dealt. 33 goes down. They want more and they need more OpTic. They need something. Sentry Ward's given the extra vision, but they're chasing after no one. His BKB will wear off in 1 second time. Solo will give him a little extra movement speed thanks to the drums, but then again, he time-lapse is down and he's got no mana to work with. So no one will fall. The Aegis Immortal will pop.
He just time-lapsed back and still didn't have mana. How often do you see a Weaver time-lapse and not have mana for Shikuchi? That's a rarity.
Well, at least he can run off to the side. Blink forward, they've still got the extra vision. CCNC jumps forward, needs to hit him a couple more times, and now he can slap him down. No one on the run. Got the movement speed, and yeah, they don't see him anymore. And Pasha's in the neighborhood. They can't keep the chase going.
So now, what are we at? 18,000 lead.
There's only one lane of Rex, though.
One lane of Rex, and Aegis and Cheese were expended. So the question is if VP can get the second lane without another Roche. I think it's still not that clear cut that they just end this game. And Pycat will have the Manta Style coming out in 40 gold as a big item.
He needs the space though, and the hunt's coming in from Virtus Pro, and Pycat may be that man. You won 40 gold, but he's got no camps to farm up.
They're actually going for this with Brood dead. That is so aggressive.
They're going to come underneath the Radiant Observer ward. The smoke is still got enough time though. They'll make their way up. Zai reveals him. The smoke. He blinks very, very quickly. Terrorize flies out, and it actually connects onto 33. He's already in this. They drop the sentry as well as the dust, so the vision is up. Not to mention the shackle. Of course it is. Gosh, it's just going to land everything. But Roger, the kill the Pycat can go for. Finding it. PPD's run over for support. The BKB's down for Virtus Pro. Maybe they're a little bit more cautious when the stuns connect onto Solo. CCNC can just get into this battle. He'll take the kill, but no one. His BKB back off cooldown. Chasing after the Monkey King with the Beatles on him. He knows there's no way he can hide out, and PPD's in exactly the same type of position. Pasha is searching for him in the tree lines, and he's going to find him as they're going to bump noses. The creep wave will come up to help PPD, but really this is the funeral parade, and Pasha taunting him with the love kiss. I said bumping noses, not lips. He's taunting him so hard in the trees.
Hello!
Just hold him here. PPD will finally die. Meanwhile, back in the real fight in mid lane. I didn't want to leave the top lane. Pycat, the full line of defense. Zai can blink in for a clap. He's got no real way to get back out of this one, so he dies almost instantly. Buybacks galore. They'll get the clamps onto the Broodmother, who's now going to BKB. Insatiable hunger up. CCNC. Decisions are regretted, and PPD will fall down as well. There is nowhere safe on the map for the OpTic Gaming captain. And, well, the silence. Pycat, well, thanks to Manta, he could dodge the last ticks of damage from it and regenerate back in his base, but there's that second lane of Rax going down.
And this should probably be the end. They could just try to go for the GG here. There's 30 seconds on Venge, 20 on Brew, 50 on Monkey, and they know the buybacks were expended for both Monkey King and Venge, so basically a 5-on-3 situation when the Brew spawns.
Into the back line, going after Pasha. The damage is negligible. Windrun just too good, and that is forced buyback out from Klinks now. They even get the Bramble initial stun on PL, but Doppelganger up. Okay, maybe just walk straight back into it. A little bit of miss micro. At 33, without his Death Pact available, doesn't really hit hard enough. And the rest of VP are bailing out. 2 racks up, they can't take the third. Tier 2 tower still up.
2 tier 4s. If this top tier 2 was gone, they would have gone for Megas probably.
Yeah.
But not an option in that situation. They're preparing it though, at this point. Pasha looks to set up. I don't know if he's going to get this tower though. Depends if OpTic are going to try to.
I don't think OpTic can
like
take.
they're trying.
OpTic cannot take a fight outside. Like everyone has buyback or cooldown apart from Brew, who doesn't have money.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
VP can just buy their way through if OpTic want to try and fight outside, unless they get the jump. And they get the slap onto Pasha, but he's still on the run out here. Roger's nearby, and he's the easier target, but maybe not. Shadow Realm, CCNC. Yeah, okay.
They have no way of stopping that TP out in Shadow Realm after Boundless.
Yeah. And they go all the way back to base. Into a very, very safe position. We can wait for the next Roshan. He may spawn up in a minute and a half. Meanwhile, bigger items coming in. Ramses I'm seeing a relic in his inventory.
Yep. Don't get too excited, Toby. It's a nullifier. Who knows? Who knows? Ramses might just be crazy enough to go for repeat.
And then loses,
But why?
Then loses the game. It's like, oh, sorry, boys, my bad. It's fine. VP's always laughing and giggling away when they're inside their booth.
There it is.
So Basher in for Plycat. So at least some kind of potential lockdown chance through the heavy BKBs. That is, yeah, nullify for the Brood. He's down to a 5-second BKB. What do we got? We got 5 seconds on the Weaver as well, and win range is at 9 seconds. So not a lot of immunity time for them. And OpTic's coming out for a fight. Observer and Sentry down, however. The smoke doesn't break on PPD. Global Silence is out, and they all just want to bail the hell out of here. Terrorize jumps forward. Clinks cannot TP out in time, and the Shackle, it caught Zai. My God, Pasha. Love. There's a Shackle with his name on it. CC&C will fall, and that's the game. 3 euros down. That's there is no way that OpTic can now find this one, even with the first hit bash from Plycat onto no one. He'll time-lapse off the damage, and GG is called. Virtus Pro will 2-0 in their first series of TIA.
This was a really interesting, how to say, it was interesting to see this game play out with how the draft went in order. We saw